Hi guys, it's too early for Fool of the Week, but our good friend Sammy Wilson from the DUP is always good for a laugh. So the MP for East Antrim stood up in the House of Commons on Monday and attacked the Labour government over the handing over of sovereignty of islands that Sammy probably never heard of. But of course, as he's a Brexiteer and a member of the DUP, he had to use this issue, which is completely unrelated to Northern Ireland, as an opportunity to kickstart his own version of Project Fear. Pretty pathetic stuff. Have a listen to this.
Coming from Northern Ireland, I'm not surprised that this government has surrendered British interests against the wishes of the people who live there. Because after all, they supported the deal which the previous government did in relation to EU demands on Northern Ireland. But the government has given away a strategic interest. It has not published the deal, it won't reveal the cost, it won't guarantee that Chinese influence in this strategic area will not be guaranteed, and also, of course, it's handed to a country which has no historic claim. Does he not recognise the impact that this has on other people who are eyeing British territory? The EU and Gibraltar, the Argentina and Falklands. But this is a dirty, dangerous and desperate deal. It's a shameful surrender of British interests. Is he relying on the fact that the government got a huge sledgehammer majority which can drive this through this House despite the impact that it has on long-term British interests?
I think the Honourable Gentleman lost much of the House when he said the people live there. They don't live there. That's the whole point. They don't live there. This is a deal that will give them the right to resettlement on the outer islands. I don't recognise the caricature that the Honourable Gentleman has made this afternoon.
David Lammy is way too diplomatic. I just tell, look, just sit down. Just sit down. It's better for you. I'm embarrassed on your behalf. Just sit down, Sammy. It's better that way. Okay, no, of course he couldn't say that. Now, what's this about? Sammy Wilson doesn't give a crap about these islands. He doesn't give a crap about Gibraltar. He doesn't give a crap about the Falklands. This is about Northern Ireland because he's worried. Obviously, now that Labour have a massive majority, they can do whatever the hell they want with it. See, a few years ago, the DUP had a bit of leverage over the Conservatives. Then they lost that leverage. And then you had Boris Johnson in charge. And, that leverage dissipated. There was a bit of leverage because they were like, remember, you're the Conservative and Unionist party. And now they have no leverage over the new government. And they shouldn't have any leverage. Because these are people who campaigned for a hard border on the island of Ireland. The British government were never going to go along with that. And now that they haven't got that, they're throwing their toys out of the pram. And they constantly do that. But what is the point in voting for somebody like Sammy Wilson? What does he do in Parliament? What's the point in having him there? He's not adding anything to the discussion. He's not fighting on his constituents' behalf. What is the point? I understand, not every politician is going to be part of government. But how is he holding the government to account? All he does is complain about things that he voted for, he campaigned for, the Irish Sea border. Now, I think it's funny also how he mentioned the EU is eyeing Gibraltar. The people of Gibraltar don't like Brexit. This is something that they are on the opposite side of the argument than Sammy is. Sammy wanted his Brexit, wanted a hard Brexit. The people of Gibraltar didn't want that. And today they don't want anything to do with Brexit. They understand the consequences of that. It's not the EU that has a problem with Gibraltar. It's the people of Gibraltar that have a problem with Brexit. But Sammy doesn't either understand that or doesn't care. He's just afraid that whatever leverage the DUP and unionists used to have over the British government is completely gone. I've mentioned before, the Conservatives have no MPs in Northern Ireland, and Labour have no MPs in Northern Ireland. So neither of them really care. At least Labour is more honest about this. They're like saying, we can't afford to fund things in Northern Ireland. We're going to cut funding for Northern Ireland. This is bad for Northern Ireland, of course. But at least they're being honest about it. While the Tories lied through their teeth, they sent Boris Johnson and other prime ministers to Northern Ireland, to DUP conferences and everything, and lied to them, made fun of them, Boris Johnson was probably having a massive laugh at the expense of the DUP and unionists in Northern Ireland, thinking, how stupid are these people? They still believe us. They still believe me. They still believe the Conservative and Unionist Party, the Brexiteers, give a damn about Northern Ireland. When will they wake up? Well, unfortunately, they'll never, it seems, wake up, because if you were to ask Sammy Wilson today, was Brexit a good idea? He'll say yes. Just he didn't get the right type of Brexit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.